Welcome. Sit down, roll up, pour up, turn up and tune in. Because you're now watching the Bunch of Bull Network.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to the world we know. I'm your host, Greg Lamont, and make sure y'all spark up, sit back, sip, relax, and get ready for a good talk. We're back with another week of some more crazy, diabolical, and some interesting shit. But first, what I want to start with which I was just talking about, and most people that I know actually know about, is the fucking tentacle rabbits, okay? So I don't know how you guys' week's been, like what's new, what y'all are up to, but I'm sure if you've seen them fucking tentacle rabbits, then you've had a little moment where you're like, uh. So for those who don't know, right now I'm not sure the exact areas, but there's an outbreak among bunnies and rabbits of a tumor slash virus like I don't know if you call it a substance or mass or something like that, but what it is this thing that starts within the rabbit's head and it grows out like spores, looks kind of like tentacles out of the fucking rabbit's head, and uh the rabbit has no control over it. From what I read, it gets to the point where that the rabbits can't eat and shit like that. So it's just, some more horror movie shit on the regular as usual in America. Uh, but yeah, tentacle rabbits. Who the fuck would have thought 2025 was gonna bring that? Ain't it? But yeah. Also, today is a somewhat big day. Hopefully positively, for the globe, for America, for Russia. So today is the first time of this term of President Trump's presidency that he's meeting Vladimir Putin. They're supposed to be meeting in Alaska today, and to talk about the Ukraine war and possibly come up with a deal. I mean, I voted, I voted for Donnie T, and of course, everybody says like he claimed he'll end the war in a day and blah blah blah. I mean, that's not realistic, but I will say that it's taken a lot longer than I'd like for this shit to end, and not just that war, but any war, the war in Ukraine, the war in Gaza, the war wherever. But uh, yeah, Trump, not Trump, Putin. Announced that he wanted to meet with Trump at a summit that was held in, I believe, Europe a couple weeks ago, and he mentioned it. But if you ask me, the only reason why Putin wants to meet is what Trump does best, the art of the deal. So pretty much, um, Putin's been kind of fucking with Trump the whole presidency and making it seem like he would want to come to a deal, want to come to terms, ready to talk, and then he would attack, yada yada yada. So what I think brought him to the table is Trump's cutting off Russia's greatest economic allies like India, yada yada yada, and he's raising their tariffs and such and taxes to fuck up their economy unless they stop doing trade with Russia. Which if he can manage to get India, which is their biggest buyer, and baby, if he could get India and he could possibly get China. I doubt it because they're not our friend as far as a country. They're not our friend. But if he could get India and China to stop buying from Russia, then it would very severely hurt Russia because Russia's already being sanctioned and tariffed by the West. So I think that's the reason why he's meeting. But yeah, we're about to find out this weekend. Is that war ever gonna fucking end? Yep. Yep. Trump, Putin. And then we are now officially less than a month away from the Crawford Canelo fight. It's going to be a good ass fucking fight. I can't wait for that fight. I've been seeing so many fucking boxing legends giving their take on it, and surprisingly enough, it's damn near 50-50 takes. Like, you would think that it would be could you take the mouse off of that? You, you're good. You would think that it would be all Canelo because Canelo's like 3 weight classes ahead, but the skill set of the two and the size, actual size of the two, kind of counteracts it and weighs it out. He says, "What are beliefs you held 5 years ago that you don't have now?" Beliefs I held 5 years ago that I don't have now. 5 years ago, I was 18. So, that's a good ass question. Uh, I'll say I didn't like Trump. 5 years ago, I did not like him at all. I say that. I'd say uh, 5 years ago, I was, god damn, I was super pro, not super, like I never put it in my bio or anything, but I was pro BLM and shit like that or whatever. I'm still for the, like, supposedly ideology of it, but the organization, the riots and shit like that, I believe that those were all planned things. So yeah, I I'd say not too much has changed as far as my views on things, but there are a couple of things. What made me change my view on him? It's a really good fucking question. What made me change my views on Dawn ET? Biden. I voted for Biden, and that was my first time ever voting because I was 18 years old whenever I voted for him. So I was just old enough, and he fucked us over. So I said, you know what? I'm taking my vote back and I'm giving it to Trump. That's pretty much, yeah, facts. His old ass. Yeah, no, it was Biden. It was that I was tired of watching prices triple and double. Um, and then really, like, Biden is what made me vote differently. But what made me fuck with Trump was actually, instead of just listening to what I heard about him or like people's thoughts on shit and yada yada yada, or people's take, I would actually go and read his speeches. Not read. I'd listen to his speeches, and I believe in, instead of just hating somebody because everybody hates somebody, you should look into the person and or maybe like try to see, like, because you might watch the person, you might discover, I see why people hate him, which I do see one reason why they hate that man, because he's fucking arrogant as hell. But I mean, I would be too. So yeah, Drake claiming on his plot twist IG that he's going to be dropping tonight. He didn't say if it's a song or if it's a Iceman episode or whatever, but I mean, usually the two go hand in hand, so I'm figuring we're getting another single and then Iceman's coming at some point. But I'm really hoping if he does drop tonight, give us some fucking hip hop. Don't give us no more fucking dance music. Would you say, what's the most common misconception do you think people have about Drake? That he tries to act tough. I feel like people say now, like, I think people hate Trump the same way that, or people hate Drake the same way they hate Trump, just because it's popular to do. Because people say like he tries to act tough, this and that, yada yada yada, which I don't see that, because people used to say whenever Drake was coming up, the 2008 to 2012 era, it was, he sings too much, he's soft, yada yada yada. Now it's oh, he wants to be tough, blah blah blah. Like, people would just hate to hate for real. I think the most common misconception about him is that, and I don't know. I mean, there's definitely a lot of things people think about him that's true too. Niggas a little different, but yeah. We'll see. We'll see if he drops. Speaking of Drake, though, actually, with the lawsuit with UMG right now, I think it's like considered discovery or something. So, so this lawsuit's been going on for about a year, and in the lawsuit, early in the lawsuit, UMG said that any information that is requested or given, they don't want anything redacted. Uh, that they said it a lot more like specific, but they pretty much said nothing can be redacted or erased. Or they said redacted or what's the word? Paraphrase whenever they're requesting documents. But just this past week, uh, they it was requested for Kendrick's contract. It's a 20-page contract, I believe, or some shit like that. And the majority of the contract was redacted and blanked out. So Drake's lawyer made a statement and responded, uh, saying that it's ridiculous that they would even do that. Let me see if I could just pull up this photo of what it is. Drake lawyer, Kendrick contract redact. But yeah, so it was a 22. UMG obliged to his attorney's request to see the Compton rapper's contract. However, upon receiving the 22-page document, they realized that it was severely redacted and unable to read. They redacted so much of his contract and hid so much of it that you couldn't read it. And Drake's contract was requested as well, so his contract's going to be given in full. And I believe I heard that Pusha T's contract might be requested. But what all of this says is like, if this all comes out, especially if the contracts come out publicly, and there's something in there that is like anything that's specifically anti Drake or some shit like that, he's winning the lawsuit. It's up. It's up and it's stuck at that point. But babe, what the heck? What type of questions? What do you think is the biggest threat to democracy today? I think democracy is bullshit. Fuck democracy. We're a republic. Actually, America, it was never, it wasn't created as a democracy, and it wasn't considered a democracy. It was called the Republic of America. But democracy, what I think is the biggest threat to democracy or to freedom, which I think most people mean whenever they say democracy, is uh, Israel, APAC, but is also, um, I think the biggest threat to democracy would be the Patriot Act. Yeah, I think the Patriot Act that was passed right after 9/11, uh, granting the ability for agencies, three-letter agencies like the CIA and other agencies to be able to legally spy on you, because before that point they weren't legally allowed to spy on your devices and shit unless they had some type of reason to, like uh, with courts or something like that. But I think that opened a door for AI. Once these AI things take off, to I don't think we'll have any privacy. I think that's the biggest threat to democracy is constant surveillance 24/7. Yeah. Do you think term limits should exist for Congress or the Supreme Court? Absolutely. Absolutely. You shouldn't be a career fucking politician staying in that shit. I don't think so, because I think everybody uh, gets a certain amount of power before it gets to their head, or before they make lousy, lazy decisions. So I think if you have 4 years to get something done, you lock in for 4 years and you squeeze what you can out of it. If you have 8 years to get something done, you have a little bit more time. But if you're really goal oriented, you're gonna squeeze what you can out of it. Um, I think that's how it should be treated. The same way as a presidency. Well, why is a president, why is a leader getting less uh, time than the fucking Congress and shit? I don't know. I think it's kind of crazy. But yeah. Yeah. I think it is kind of crazy. AI and all that's getting pretty wild too. Like, what she say? What do you who do you want to see in office after Donnie T? Um, after Donnie T, I think he's going to get assassinated in his third year, and then after that will be JD Vance because the vice president steps up. Um, I would now if he doesn't get assassinated, I would vote for Vance. I want to see Vance, but from what I'm starting to hear and see in receipts and shit, Vance Vance can be bought. Vance can be bought, and Vance is kind of in bed with metaphorically big tech companies and shit like that. So if Vance gets in there, I just hope that he stands on 10 and doesn't support genocides and Holocausts like what's going on in Gaza right now, and doesn't want to steal their land. But that's who I would vote for. Let's see. Real estate. Let's talk real estate. So I'm sitting here, I'm thinking. I was just talking about it as well before this started. Like, what's the most effective way as somebody who wants to make a either career, a side hustle, or just some type of living from real estate? What's the most effective way to do it? And uh, what were you saying, Jesse? You said taking a mortgage and what? Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So okay, one method of going about it, uh, would be, depending on your credit is whatever rate you're gonna get. But if you go, you get a house. Now, are you thinking that rate's like a like single family house or like a duplex? Like, let's just okay. Let's say single family house. Uh, you go, you take out a mortgage for about 450, 500 a month, and you rent the house out for $1,000, $900 a month. Uh, I'm thinking like that's effective. That's what. Well, my pops usually just buys them, but that's what a lot of people do. The only thing with that is the pros is you're making your money every single month, profiting. You're not waiting on somebody to pick up the house. The con is you might get a call 10 at night. You might get a call any fucking time of the day. You might be out doing something and there's a leak or something turns off. There's damage to a wall, something like that. You got to go out and fix that. You got to pay for that 9 times out of 10. And there's a lot of like regulations and shit. Like you got to make sure the grass is kept and garbage and all that other shit. But I guess that's why you got to filter out your tenants. The other method would be to find homes and uh, I think both methods find homes for cheap, fix them up, uh, and for the second method, you buy the home, fix it, put it on like Zillow and all those websites, market it, and sell it in full, and make a flip. So let's say you buy a home for like a rundown home for 25 to 40K, and then you sell it for 100. I'm thinking, I don't know, the pros and cons of the two. If I had to say, which one is more effective? Hmm. I I'd probably say if you want time in your day, sell it. If you want uh if you want to make your money fast, you're just getting into it, rent it. She said, "I view real estate as a long-term build for wealth, flip for quick profit, or being on top." Yeah, I think if I had to do my method of real estate, or if I had to pick a method of real estate, I would start by in your local town buying homes. Uh, maybe rent the first one, if unless you can sell it, get another home, sell it, and then find a nicer neighborhood, and then you're gonna make keep living in the area you're in. Like if you're in a affordable area, like I know the area around here, it'd be affordable. I think buy homes, flip them, go to different states, get homes there, flip them. Like if you sell a home that's like a single family home in New York, you're making 500 grand to a million. If you sell a single home family in Cali, you're making 500 grand to a million. Like I think that's the way to do it, but I definitely don't think it's desirable to spend your entire life slaving away at houses. So yeah, I'd say selling is a method to go. Now, on the topic of this UFO or this fucking alien object that's supposed to be coming here in November or near us or whatever, uh, yes, sir. Uh, Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan just had a couple UFO people on his podcast, but the one thing, the one thing that's going viral is he just had a California representative. Her name's Anna Paulina something. I think it's like Anna Paulina Lee or some shit. And he asked her, fuck, hold on. All right, he asked her, like, what do you think about UFOs and shit, right? What do you think about all the weird shit that's going on? Or do you even believe in any of that shit? Do you touch on any of that shit? And she says that she knows without a doubt that there is something that is not of us or not of here that is here. She said she's seen plenty evidence, uh, photos. She said she's seen many different photos, and she's actually a part of. So there's different task forces that's been created in the past like 10ish years. Like since Trump's first presidency, he made the force and different task force, and she and other members of Congress started a task force that's for uh, unidentified phenomenon and uh, aliens and shit. And she's saying that the goal of these task force, because they're technically not a CIA or FBI, but the goal is for them to be like an attack. These are her words. She said to be an attack dog to the FBI and CIA to get them to release things. And she said that these agencies, or not agencies, these task force have been the reason that the JFK files got released and the reason why MLK files and different shit like that are going to get released. But so pretty much she's saying Joe Rogan played a video too while he was talking to her, and it showed like it was like a ball and a triangle under it, and it was behind a cloud, and it was like showing this object, and she was saying, "Yep, yep, yep," and he asked her, he's like, "Why would any why would any human being think that it's the right thing to do to not let the public know if there's something from another planet here? Like, what is the rationale behind not letting people know what's going on? Like, if we have a threat to our race, or if we have something another planet, why would you keep that amongst just a few people and not make it public information? And she said that she agrees it's unreasonable and it's not smart. It's not rational to do. But she said their reason that they always give is and she said she understands it, is that people would be in pandemonium and like people would go crazy uh knowing something's here. Do you think people would go crazy knowing like why? Yes.
I say yes because you can't see me over here. Alright, I say yes because sometimes they might look at that as like, oh, well, aliens gonna kill us anyway, so it don't matter. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Some
Yeah,
people might just start
just be like, fuck it.
being reckless.
It's the end. Yeah.
No, because we are like, there's so many things that have already like UFOs. You mean they just flat out was like, oh yeah, by the way, UFOs are real.
Right.
You know,
Like no big deal.
no one gave a shit. I thought that was gonna be like a
Yeah.
major
Facts.
thing. No one gave a shit.
I think you're right.
Like,
I
I
also
don't doubt
think
that they don't come out and just be like, oh yeah, by
she
the way, Bigfoot's fucking
so
real.
right.
This monster, we already done. Like,
Yeah.
it was real. We killed it. Like, you know, like I'm not gonna be surprised at all.
So Anna Paulina said in that same clip, she said that she referenced the Bible a lot, right? I'm not religious. I grew up religious, but I'm not religious anymore. But she said that there's about a dozen books that were taken from the Bible, and she said that she often reads the book of Enoch and that it talks about things that are like what she's seen, uh, that were just it like the book of Enoch describes them as extraterrestrial. It doesn't describe them as like angels and shit like that. It does describe like some demons, but it mostly describes them as just a humanoid thing from another place, like right. So, um, I don't know. My thing is, I think the reason why they would hide it would be okay, maybe pandemonium, but I don't think people would be in pandemonium. Uh, I think that they're going to try to fake the second coming.
That's possible.
Yeah, I believe that whenever the people finally like are like we stand together, we're against all the lies and bullshit, yada yada yada, because there's more of us than them, then they're gonna be like Christ is here, but it's not really Christ. It's a just something else, but
You know, dinosaurs weren't extinct after the meteor.
I believe it.
There were very, very few, but there were some dinosaur species all the way up to near the end of Genghis Khan's reign. Oh, back up.
God
I
damn,
can't remember
Genghis
his.
Khan,
I can't remember what the
that
historian's
motherfucker.
name is. There was some historian or like storyteller or some shit. Like ended up with Genghis Khan's daughter on an expedition
Hmm.
and wrote about how his daughter had dragons
Yeah, dragons were real.
that the troops were riding on, and they were dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. But the dude didn't. No one knew the
You,
name
you know,
dinosaur
you
yet.
know,
He
there's
was just
actually
dragging.
photo like I believe that 100% because there's photos of not like fucking T-Rexes or nothing, but there's photos of pterodactyls and shit. Early America, like whenever America was still Tartaria, like switching it into the uh. It was like maybe like 1700s or whatever, but there's photos of people holding shit uh, that looks like that. I don't know. It could have been the 1800s. I don't know, but I think that
Probably right around the beginning
I think if you travel the whole globe, you're gonna find some shit that
There are so many caves out there that have ice in them that have never been thought or haven't been thought in a long time.
well,
Um,
yeah, you know, I'm sorry,
oh
I
no,
don't mean to
you're
cut
good.
you off, but you know, like just look at how they geoengineer shit, right? Like they can literally create shit now. I just seen in Japan they're officially successful with they're called womps. Have you heard of a womp? It's fucking crazy. I just learned about it either yesterday or the day before. It's like this big round, it's like flesh colored ball, and you can grow your baby in there instead of the mother having it in her stomach. That they can like take it out and then it will grow in there and it's successful now. But we already know that they can clone animals and shit like that. So I don't see why they wouldn't. They've tried bringing back the woolly mammoth.
Yeah,
Like
I'm wondering whatever happened with that project. We heard about it way
exactly.
back in the day,
I mean,
and then nothing about it since then.
yeah. I think the government has done that, but I don't think too many things that happen are new. Like I really do believe we've been very advanced before,
Yeah,
and I believe that there was like geoengineering and cloning like early days, but like I believe we had many resets, uh, and wars and shit that might have fucked us up.
see,
But
I think if we would go all the way back to the beginning of like not necessarily our civilization, Earth's civilization,
mm-hmm.
way back to the beginning.
Samaria,
If that is the beginning, there may be
yeah,
something before. You know what I mean?
undocumented,
But
yeah,
whatever was the beginning of it, I believe that either we were an alien race or
yeah,
aliens created us or whatever.
yes,
I don't believe.
Anunnaki,
I believe any technology that we had was like given to
yeah.
us and just we were told how to use it because from that point to whatever happened to that shit to now, we definitely never like all the areas of technology we have learned throughout the years. Um, I don't think we've ever discovered back in the day. You know what I mean? I think the technology we were given once upon a time was way more advanced than anything we're even dealing with now. So like this would hypothetically be humanity's first time messing with computers and first time messing with cell phones because whatever our ancestors had from the aliens was way more advanced than any of this because
Yeah,
we never
I
had
I agree.
information.
I think that we were. Uh, I
Because
think
we would
I
have
think
found
that
evidence.
human beings, like what we are right now, this day and age, or not even that. I think us in general, human beings were created from an alien race in that same idea of like cloning and shit like that because it's documented and told in like Egypt, Samaria, like of the Bible, like taking clay and yada yada yada. Like it's told in all of these books, and they all speak of the Anunnaki and shit. Uh, I yeah, I think that we were that because there's this one scientist who wrote a book, and I've only heard a couple quotes from it. Uh, I wish I could think of the book, but he said that we were made from alien race because one, we're the only animal that gets back problems, like the gravity of the planet, uh, over time
Yeah, it
naturally
seems like it's
affects.
fucked up for us.
And then he also said that we're the only animal whose skin's not suit for the sun. We get sunburnt and like fucked up from the sun real bad. And there was a couple of other things, but I mean I was like, yeah, it's a good point. Like he was saying, like our bodies are built for gravity of another planet, and certain shit like our skin, shit like that. But uh,
Like
I,
how Superman is a normal person on Krypton,
facts,
but when he
facts,
comes to Earth, he's superhuman strength because our gravity's so much weaker.
facts. Yo, that's deep. I didn't even think about that for real, for real. But
We've never like we've never excavated something like an old temple or an old fucking city or whatever. We've never excavated something and found like a circuit board. We've found things like stone carving circuit board or like maybe all gold that like looked like it could be an advanced version of a circuit board.
the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah. But see, in my eyes, that's what shows how much way more advanced anything we originally messed with was. We've never ever excavated anything and been like, oh look, this is the 1300s version of a phone.
What I think's scary though is like you gotta remember like they can hide shit. Like if they would if they've discovered shit 200 years ago or whenever they discovered it as the people elite real powerful people or the governments or whatever, I think that they would use that to their benefit to keep us as peons. Um, but I definitely think that there's many things today. I think that we we're always like the same, but it's just a different time. Like even now, like every decade's a different time,
Yeah.
and it's just globally a different style and era of people. I think that I don't know. I do agree though. We're probably given shit from a fucking alien race because I was just hearing somebody on YouTube talking about like like the Soviets wrote a lot about aliens that would come to them and like give them shit and they believed that they were uh like they as in like the leaders or whatever believed that they were a vessel uh from like a spirit or alien that they were fulfilling that goal and destiny and divinely were being guided from it. um I mean, my thing is, I think that we really can't look past. I'm gonna mention it probably every week until November or every other week. The shit that's coming towards us. That if you look at photos of it, it's glowing. It's glowing and it has like it has this neon covered front. Like it's clearly not a rock and it's clearly not a comet. By the way, it's moving. Um, so
Star Trek Enterprise.
right. Yeah, I think Planet X, uh, which I learned about in high school Earth and Space Science class.
What if the fucking Death Star pulls up on us with a big
Yo,
fucking orb?
that'd be crazy. I think they tell us don't look up. Have you ever seen that movie? That's a good ass movie. I This is a good time to watch Don't Look Up for real.
Or War of the Worlds?
I haven't seen that.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it was Tom Cruise played in that shit
Okay.
way back in
What's
the
that
day.
about?
Like, fucking aliens are coming and invading, and it's like the world trying to
Fight the
fight
aliens.
the aliens.
Where the aliens like advanced as fuck.
Oh yeah, bro, it's wild. They're like these machine type tentacle spike
Oh
things,
hell no.
and then they end up finding out like I forget
You
how it exactly plays out, but like birds are somehow like part of their weakness.
you know it's scary? Like the Terminator, like the Terminator and the Matrix are the same movie or like the same plot, just different timeline. But the Terminator movie, you know, in the second one, that guy and he shapeshifts, he like turns into metal. Well, there's now been let me see if I could pull up the video, but there's now like actual like it's been something that either like a school scientist from a school or a company has been working on, but it melts and it reforms so it can liquidate itself and go solid, and it looks just like that shit. I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick. uh Liquid robot cage. This is it right here, but I don't want these people reviewing it. All right. Hold on. All right. What the fuck? And this is a legitimate like release. Terminator. And it's like it's some sort of like nanotechnology or whatever. It's a robot in a sense. Like it's not like a living being. It's a computer. But just imagine where they're gonna go with that. I don't know. I don't know. Could y'all imagine having liquid robots uh moving around and shit? I think they're gonna try to start getting people to like if you market something enough to some people, they'll get into it. They'll buy it. If they're somebody they look up to's doing it, they'll do it. They'll get people to be cyborgs. Like, and when I say that, I'll say chip in your brain.
As long as someone has the money to afford it, they'll buy it.
Yeah, if you market it enough, somebody's gonna buy it, and then I think they're gonna wait until that number's a like staggering number, like 250,000 people, and then they're gonna start testing on those people with like different updates. Like, okay, now we're gonna just for your well-being, we're gonna make sure that you can't think this way because it's safer for you, and we want less crime rates. Crime rates are high, right? And it's like, okay, now your brain physically can't think like this, and they're controlling your thoughts. I don't know. I think shit could get freaky real fast. But hell fucking yeah, hell yeah. It's been kind of a wild week, kind of hectic week as far as the world goes. More positives than negatives, I'd say. I mean, more curiosity than fucking disaster. But yeah, hopefully next week we have something more going on in fucking industry. There's really not shit drop. Can you think of any drops that happened this past week?
Not really. I mean,
Yeah.
Rihanna's been dropping like crazy, but that's it.
Rhea? Okay. I seen he was talking about he wants to do a mixtape with YoungBoy.
Yeah. That Uzi and Young Boy.
Whoa. What the fuck? I haven't heard Uzi in a hot ass minute. But yeah, hopefully next week we got more going on in the fucking industry that we could talk about. But that's it for this week of The World We Know. I'm Greg Lamont. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure every single Friday you're here at 2:30 for The World We Know. Friday, 6 p.m., Stash Spots. And every single Saturday, 8 p.m., Marley State of Mind. Be there, Bunchables. Appreciate y'all tuning in this week. I'm Greg Lamont.